Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's talk the biggest fight that we've seen in a long damn time. And that's Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez damn near 3 weeks ago now. But there's a residue coming from that. The main thing that came out of it is that everybody world-renowned, the world over knows how awesome Terence Crawford is. New Russia tried to keep that down over the years, downplaying all of the opponents he had. No matter how awesome the opponents were, it's a lot of people that you're calling not good. A lot of great fighters that Terence Crawford beat that they would rather call not good because, it was more important to say how bad Terence Crawford is. It's kind of, you're an idiot to do it now with Canelo Alvarez, but there are some that are saying, hey, well, Canelo Alvarez ain't nothing either. Fight David Benavidez. So whatever is clever. But two things you want to note about this fight. One is, we got to thank the guys for having it because at the end of the day, they were both injured. You're hearing about the elbow injury from Canelo Alvarez, and you're hearing about the shoulder injuries from Terence Crawford. So at least they still got in the ring and make it happen, right? That's pretty good. Canelo Alvarez, it's about time. A lot of times when he was supposed to fight somebody hard, would be it Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, or David Benavidez, the media would let him, get away with that and not fight these guys, and then fight lesser guys or ask to fight lesser guys, because he asked to fight a Yildirim and he asked to fight a Maccabi in cruiserweight to get a cruiserweight title, right? And he asked to get Maccabi. He didn't ask to get Marius Bridas or Gassiev or something like that. Or I'm not sure Usyk was still there at the time. But, those are the things they were able to get away with. And these other guys are horrible and not good. And who have they fought? So it was good for Turki Al-Ashi to come in and make sure we get Canelo in a good fight. And the reason we had it is because, one, the money that Canelo was able to get. And two, Terence Crawford is small, right? And because he's smaller, most people thought Canelo would win because he's big. A lot of people haven't come out and said they're sorry or just, fessed up to how they were acting before the fight. A lot of them, just going around it, and you can tell the people who really don't want to say that Crawford is awesome, they'll just say stuff like, it was a good win. It was a good win. It was a good win. Can he fight David Benavidez? Those are people who are really hurt inside, because they could just say, notice, it was a good win, and then they keep moving on. No, it was an awesome win. If Canelo Alvarez is as awesome as we've been hearing for the last decade, even after losses, people's talking about he's still the pound for pound number one. He's still the face of boxing. I don't know why. We better stop saying that because it doesn't look good for boxing. Every time somebody, steps up, they're losing. Then why is they the face? Can we put a face on boxing that's kind of winning most of the damn time and fighting everybody and got everybody scared? We can't have that as a face of boxing, right? So anyway, something I just wanted to mention. It's a couple of things. One, did Terence Crawford beat a doped Canelo? I just want to ask that question because here's the deal. Leading up to the fight or after the fight, I haven't heard of Canelo having a dope test. And I would like to get that information. I would really like to see if Canelo Alvarez was doped, seeing as though he's been doped before and 7 other fighters where he trains and from that trainer affiliated have been caught doping. So that's one thing that it interests me a lot to find out if Canelo has been dope tested, right? And the other thing was, thanks guys for fighting anyway, even though you guys were injured. But I want you guys to answer that question. Have you guys, anybody found out any information? Has Canelo Alvarez been dope tested, before or after this damn fight? Because if not, then there's also, we could put a little bit more cherry on top. Maybe Terence Crawford beat a doped version of Canelo Alvarez. A normal version is good enough, but damn, doped on top of it? Then we're talking Superman stuff. Answer that question. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.